Welcome back. Before I start on the topic of the day for this video, I just want to say that I read my comments. Yes, I'll be doing a video on my collection of ankle bracelets. Yes, I'll be doing a video, it's in the works, on garter belts. And I do read my comments, and I know it's been mentioned that my voice has a tendency to echo, and I've bought some new equipment. So once I get that set up, I'm going to see if that helps make a difference. But in the meantime, stick with me, because this video is just amazing. How many people do you know that have worked at the same job for 67 years? I mean, that's almost, not quite, but almost my lifetime. So today, in this video, I want to talk to you about an amazing woman named Betty Nash. So in my favorite color blue, with these beautiful Mark Fisher, very unique high heels, we're going to talk today about Betty Nash. I read about Betty Nash in the New York Times. She just passed away at age 88. Betty Nash was the oldest living flight attendant ever. She started her career in 1957 with Eastern Airlines. She had gone on one flight and loved it. She borrowed a dress. The time she lived in New Jersey, she borrowed a dress from her sister and went to Manhattan and applied to Eastern Airlines and got the job. However, back then, life was very different than it is today. She was accepted for the job. She had to go to charm school, and she had to maintain a certain weight, and if she gained too much weight, she was off the payroll. Now, I had a cousin that worked for an airline a little bit later in the late 60s, and she told me the exact same thing, that back then, you had to be a certain height, a certain weight, you couldn't be pregnant, I'm not even sure you could be married. And rules were so different back then, right? She not only got up at 2 o'clock in the morning to make her 6 o'clock flight, but she came home to a Down syndrome child that she took care of after all this work. And she said back then that she would serve things like lobster and champagne, and she would be wearing a pillbox hat and white gloves and, yes, you're right, high heels. That's how it was back then. In 2021, she was entered into the Guinness Book of World Records as the longest surviving flight attendant ever for 67 years. And she loved her work. I guess if you do, you keep going. And she was just one amazing woman. How many people do you know that have held a career for 67 years? So please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, because I told you there's other videos coming, and thank you for watching.